So let's start the session. So this is week 10 online live session for the NPTEL course on urban utilities planning, water supply, sanitation and drainage. The course instructor is uh, Dr. Devivratam Pandit. He is a professor in Department of Architecture and Regional Planning at IIT Kharagpur. I am the teaching assistant for this course. I am Vyabhav Tabadwal. I am a research scholar in environmental engineering division from the Department of Civil Engineering at IIT Madras. So this is the lecture outline. We will study about sewer appurtenances, stormwater drains, sewer maintenance and cleaning. So let's proceed. So when manholes are provided, so first we need to understand what are manholes. So like we are aware about the sewers. These are actually sewers. So sewers can't be continuous below the ground because there might be sometimes silting, scouring, leaks. There are so many things. It can have silting, scouring, it can have leaks, leakages, and sometimes infiltration into the sometimes infiltration into the sewer, which will increase discharge. Which will increase discharge. So that's why for inspection purpose we will provide the manhole. And this is one idea. Another idea is when there is joint, when there is joint, two or more sewers sewers meet, and when there is change in alignment, change in alignment, then we can provide sewers. So here we can understand. So when there is change in alignment, then sewers are provided correct. Place at every change in gradient. Yeah, when there is change in the gradient, then we can provide sewers. Suppose the gradient is small here, less. Now we need to provide higher gradient. So better we will provide a manhole because there is a change in gradient. Place at every change in diameter, and when there is change in diameter also, then also we need to provide manholes. And even if there is no change, the manholes are still provided. That the minimum distance that we need to check, that is I think 30 meters. So that's why manholes are provided. All of these is the answer. Even though there is no change in the gradient, alignment, diameter, still manholes are provided. Yeah. Why? It facilitates cleaning of the sewer. It facilitates inspection of the sewer lines. That's why. When two or more sewer lines meet, which type of manhole is provided? So at that time we need to provide junction manhole. Junction manhole is provided. So here, like from top, we can see one sewer, see another sewer, see another sewer, sewer one, sewer two, sewer three. This is junction manhole. Gas manholes are used to attain self-cleaning velocity in the flat terrain. Gas manholes are used to attain self-cleaning velocity in the flat terrain. These are flushing manholes. What is catch pit or a catch basin? So the catch pit is the outlet is above a certain level. So it is used to store the sediments. A catch pit. What is a catch pit or catch basin? A flat terrain run which moves runoff forming a wide sheet of water. A type of inlet structure used to retain sediments and debris transported by stormwater. A pit that connects the ground level to opening in sewer lines for maintenance. A basin used to attain self-filling velocity in the flat terrain. So the answer is B here. So it is a type of inlet structure used to retain sediments and debris transported by stormwater. These are the type of inlet structure for retaining sediment and debris transported by stormwater. These are catch pits and catch basins that we discussed. So in this, at this is the depth which is used for storing, or better word is retaining. It retains sediments. Which sewer appurtenance has pressure greater than atmospheric pressure? So this is inverted siphon. So in inverted siphon, suppose there is a railway embankment. Sorry, exactly about this. The pressure is more than pressure is more than atmospheric pressure. And flow at full depth. Pressure is more than atmospheric pressure and flow is at full depth. What are check dams? So, check dams are small temporary dams constructed before a swale across a drainage ditch to reduce runoff velocities and resulting erosion. Temporary fences with filter, filter fabric held by wooden posts or wire mesh. A constructed terrace for retaining water. Erosion protection structure made using boulders. So check dams are small temporary structures. These are these are check dams. These are small temporary dams constructed before a swale across a drainage ditch. This is a drainage ditch to reduce the runoff velocities and resulting erosion. These are check dams. What is the purpose of overflow system? Overflow system. So here we can see two overflow system. One is the storm water overflow. So this is one system. One is in the next slide. So the overflow system separates the sewage flow from a channel or pipe to divert the sewage to treatment plant. So what happens? So from this image we can understand it very well. Like, so if sewage is flowing, this is designed for the sewage flow up to this level. Oh. So if storm water comes, it can it may carry some amount of storm water, but if storm water is extra, it will come out of this channel and will come out and it will the excess storm water will come out and that will be taken or discharged to any water body because the sewage treatment plant cannot handle more amount of discharge. That's why the excess rainwater is taken out and discharged. So this is the concept. So similarly, we have another overflow system is leaping weir. So uh, what what is happening here? So a weir is provided. So if uh, flow is less, it will directly fall here. Right? So if flow is less flow, it will flow here, and if flow is more flow, or I can say excess water will go to the outfall. So this is sanitary sewer. So it will pass to the so this will go to the treatment plant. This will go for treatment. So these are the ways due to with the help of that we can remove the excess water. One is leaping weir and another one is this stormwater overflow. Stormwater overflow. Yeah, so this is the plan and this is the section. From section we can see. And what is weir? So weir is a barrier or a structure built across an open channel such as a river or canal to alter the flow characteristics of a fluid. It allows water to flow over its top and the height of the water flowing over the weir can be measured to determine the flow rate. So suppose we have a rectangular weir. This is the total channel. This is the total flow rate. We have rectangular weir here. So flow depth is this much. So we know this is why. So if we know this depth, we can calculate the discharge. Gears are commonly used for flow measurement. The rate of flow discharge over the gear can be calculated using the known formulas that relate the height of water. This is the height of water. That, that relate the height of water above the weir, that is called head, to the flow rate. So that height can be related with the flow rate. We can measure the flow. Water level control. Weirs are used to regulate flow levels in river, canals, and reservoirs. So they can control the water level. Sediment and debris control. So if we are providing any weir, then the sediments cannot pass through that weir and they will be retained before that weir. So that's why weir can be helpful in retaining the sediments also and preventing them to flow into the downstream. And the difference between weir and barrage is bit mechanical. Means its depth. It is a kind of gate which can open and close. So it can regulate flow more mechanically. Which of the following statements are false regarding sewer pumping stations? Pumping is required. Pumping is required whenever gravity flow is not possible. Correct. Design period for pumping system is 30 years. No, it's 15 years. Pumping stations are similar to the ones used in water supply. Yeah, these are same. Pumping stations for stormwater are necessary to avoid flooding and waterlogging. Correct. During the floods and rain, we need to operate all the pumps in order to take out the stagnant water. Which of the following statements are false regarding sewer pumping stations? Pumping is required. Yeah, the answer is B. Let me understand. Why pumping station for sewage are and stormwater required? So what is the need of pumping station? So the pumping is required wherever gravity flow is not possible. Pumping station for stormwater is necessary to avoid flooding, that we understood. Pumping stations are similar to the ones used in water supply. Same thing. Where pumps can be located? So pumps are located at, they can be located at low-lying areas where gravity flow is hampered. So we can say like, suppose your sewer line is coming like this, and you have one area, one is like this. So they have household sewers at the basement. Suppose it is basement. So they have sewer lines like at this level. You need to provide them. So you need to pump it, and then again this can be brought at the ground level. So low-lying area or basement, then we need to provide pumping. So this is sewer. This pumping required. This is building. Ridge means if sewer is passing through a ridge, the ridge is this line. This is the ridge. So if sewer is passing through a ridge, then pumps can be provided to for extra pumping. To achieve self-cleansing velocity, we need to provide pumping. So at treatment plant and outfall, we know the pumps are very much required. Name backflow prevention device. So the backflow prevention device here we have is flap gate. So what happens? Suppose you are draining the water into the river. This is your outfall, outfall sewer, your outfall sewer, and this is the water level initially. But in monsoon, water level can come up to this area. But during monsoon, this water level may come up to this level. Then you need to provide backflow prevention devices. So flap gate is the backflow back means water back. It will prevent the backflow of water again into this this will be provided in front of the mouth of the outfall sewer. So this is flap gate. It will prevent the backflow. What are the benefits of flap gates? So it reduces the inflow of coastal sediment or sand, tidal rains. Second, it reduces the saltwater intrusion, reduces the frequency and or severity of backflow flooding. So cast iron, rubber or steel. So these are the materials available in round, square and rectangular openings in various sizes. So it can be made of any size or any material. Cast iron, rubber and steel. Weep holes for retaining walls. So weep holes are provided like this. You can see. So this is the retaining wall. First of all, this is the retaining wall. Retaining wall. So why retaining wall? It is retaining this much soil. This is getting retained. The soil is getting retained by the soil. It is called retaining wall. So this cushion is provided to provide the easy flow of water through this weep holes. The weep holes are provided to there are two considerations. One, we need to prevent the erosion. Second thing, we need, if the water is not removed, this retaining wall will have more pressure over its face. So that's why we need to remove water out of this region. Dash and dash are temporary erosion and sedimentation control practices. These are mulching and seeding are actually temporary erosion and sedimentation control practices. So mulching is an application of plant residues or other materials to the soil surface to prevent erosion and reduce surface flow velocities. So in mulching we just apply plant residue and other material. While in seeding we do plantation like vegetative controls, either temporary sites which are idle for 15 days or more or permanent. So selection of vegetation depends on the season, site conditions and cost. So there are two methods, one is mulching, another one is seeding. So in mulching we just apply the plant residue, and in seeding we grow the plant based on season, site condition and the cost, and based on the cost also. Dash detains sediment laden runoff. Dash detains sediment laden runoff. So it is sedimentation basin which detains sediment laden runoff. What are tertiary drains? What are tertiary drains? So these drains collect the stormwater from a subcatchment. From a subcatchment. Subcatchment means it's a part of a catchment, not full. Part of a catchment. So it collects the stormwater from a part of a catchment and conveys it to the secondary drains. and then secondary drains will collect water, and multiple secondary drains will collect water, and then they will transfer it to primary drains. Which of the following is not a temporary erosion and sedimentation control practice? So this is temporary, this is temporary, this is also temporary. This is not a temporary backflow prevention device, is not a temporary erosion and sedimentation control practice. The answer is D. In open channel storm, water drainage design is provided on natural channel where bed and banks are not stabilized. In open channel storm, where in open channel storm water drainage design, dash is provided on natural channel where bed and banks are not stabilized. That is channel linings. So in open channel storm water drainage, the channel linings are provided. Channel linings means this. Provided on natural channels where the bed and banks are not stabilized. What is the main reason for inspection and examination of sewers? What is the main reason for inspection and examination of sewers? So, the examination of sewers is done to prevent leaks from developing, and to identify the same. So there should be no leakage from the sewers. The main issue with the sewer is it carries sewage. It carries sewage. So sewage can cause pollution if it gets mixed with the water supply. So sewage can be mixed with water supply. With water supplied to the community, which can cause diseases like typhoid and other typhoid, cholera, dysentery, so many. So that's why we need to check sewage, check the sewers for leakage and identify if any faults are there, like some sediments are stored. So that's why inspection is done. Inspection using camera, acoustics, electrical, electromagnetic laser are dash methods of inspection. So there are two methods. One is direct, one is indirect. So indirect, man can go inside the manhole and he will directly goes inside the manhole. So indirect, all these camera, acoustic, electrical, electromagnetic, all these instruments are put inside the sewers and they will collect the data in the form of photograph or sonar. So they will collect the data and give the readings. So based on that, we will judge how good or bad is the condition inside the sewer. So this method in which man is not, or human is not involved for inspection means physically, actively, and that is the indirect method in which camera, acoustics, and electrical, electromagnetic, laser, or these methods are used. These equipments are used. This is called indirect method. Why sewer cleaning is carried out? What is the purpose of sewer cleaning? So sewer cleaning is undertaken on a scheduled basis. Sewer cleaning is done to remove deposits. So like you can see, this is sewer. Sewer may contain oil, grease, debris like sand and silt. And organics are light, so they may go. So they may be suspended on the bottom. Sorry, settled at the bottom. So that's why sewer cleaning is done. First of all, second, to reduce blockages per unit length of the soil sewer, so they may cause blockages, oils and grease. And to minimize the odor. If we clean the organic matter, then we can reduce the odor. That's why the cleaning is done. The cleaning is carried out. What is regular and seasonal inspection and cleaning period for stormwater drains? What is regular and seasonal inspection and cleaning period for stormwater drains? So for stormwater, so it's stormwater are generally filled in the monsoon. So we need for stormwater drains, we need to check them before the beginning of the monsoon because we need to check whether if any debris, any plastic, or any solid waste is accumulated inside the drains. Second, during the monsoon, because during the monsoon also the water may carry so much waste with the water, so that may clog the drains during the monsoon. And post monsoon period also we need to clean the water drains so that during the next monsoon uh, we need not to clean it much. So that's why we need to clean it all the three times or for all the three periods. So how sewer lines are constructed. So the question is related to how means the direction. Here I'm asking about the direction of construction. So one is wastewater treatment plant. So it is outfall sewer. Outfall sewer will discharge the sewage into wastewater treatment plant, and these are laterals or building sewers. These are building sewers. This is let's say lateral. So how to construct from laterals to outfall we will construct, or from outfall to lateral we will construct. So we generally construct from outfall to lateral because the thing is that if we start constructing from outfall to lateral, we can utilize we can utilize the sewers for discharging the sewage into wastewater treatment plant. So this area, if you construct the laterals or all kind of sewers here, this this area can discharge wastewater into wastewater treatment plant, and the wastewater can be treated. While from this location, it will take time to construct, and while the construction which is going on near this area will take more time and more resources to reach the wastewater treatment plant. So that's why it's better to construct from outfall sewer to lateral sewer in a reverse manner, that we can say. What is difference between trench and tunnel method? So these are the two methods to put, see that if we see the sewers, they look like this, then we can simply make. But how to place sewer below the ground? So how to place sewers below ground? There are two methods. One is excavation. So one is excavation. Ex the soil is excavated and it is inserted. The pipe is inserted. That is, so that if you excavate from top and then putting the sewer, then it is called trench method. And in tunnel, what happens? A shaft is created. This is the soil. Shaft is created and a tunneling machine is inserted, so it will make the hole. This is shaft. Machine. It will make a hole and then we can insert the sewers one by one. Sewers are not inserted like whole length at once, they will be inserted for a fixed length. Backfilling of sewer trenches are done after testing the sewer for. Backfilling of sewer trenches are done after testing the sewer for water tightness. So, for leakages, sewers have joints, and joints may leak. That's why water tightness test is required. What are the tests for leakage in sewers? What are the tests for leakages in sewers? So leakage tests are water test and air test. So when to do air test? When air test is performed, the air test is performed. Air test is performed when large diameter pipes. So when there is large diameter pipes are available and water is not, that much water is not available. Your dia is large and dia of diameter of sewer is more and availability of water is less. Water is so necessary for large diameter pipes when water is not available. So pipe is plugged at manholes. So at both the manholes, the manholes are the sewers are plugged. Air compressor is connected to the plug of Air compressor is connected to the plug of upper manhole and pressure gauges at the lower manhole. And then pressure drop below the permissible limit. If pressure drops below a permissible limit indicates a leakage. If the pressure drops, then it indicates the leakage. Sewer trench width directly depends on sewer trench width directly depends on it depends on the sewer diameter. What is the diameter? So suppose from top you have to lay this sewer. So you have to make a plan top. So you have to support this. You have to support it with the help of shoring. So it depends on the sewer diameter and shoring, working space required inside the trench, and type of soil and ground below the surface, adjoining services and nearby structures. So what are the nearby structures? Maybe if restriction is there, we cannot go for the width which we thought of, length and slope of the sewer. So it doesn't depend on the length and slope of the sewer. So the answer is A, B, and C. A, B, and C. So the answer is C is correct. Sewer trench width directly depends on. Yeah, that we done. Uh, Sewer cleaning is undertaken on a scheduled basis. Is to Sewer cleaning is undertaken on a scheduled basis to reduce blockages per unit length of sewer. Correct. To remove deposits. Correct. Sewer cleaning is done. To minimize the odors. Yeah, that we discussed. If we can remove the settled organic matter, then we can remove the then we can remove the then we can reduce the odors. So trap gases. So gases are not trapped. So the answer is A, B, and C. So A should be the correct answer. So A is the correct answer. Thank you for this session. So in this session we studied about sewer appurtenances and stormwater drains and sewer maintenance and cleaning. This was week 10. Thank you.